You were likely amongst the gold and silver investors who were rejoicing over the prospect of the BRICS nations starting a gold-backed currency. Heck, just a few weeks ago, we were getting report after report that it's almost a done deal that the BRICS, at their big meeting here at the end of August, were going to report a gold-backed currency that they could use amongst themselves. But has the rug been pulled? We're going to talk about that in this video, but we're also going to talk about the bigger picture and what's really going on and what it could mean for silver and gold investors. Before we do that, I want to thank you for coming here to the basement. You belong here. We're a group of gold and silver enthusiasts. You're always welcome to join me in the basement. I will put out a piece of content every day for the rest of my life. So you got a friend for a long time. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. So we'd been hearing all of these stories about, heck, it was almost like we were going back on the gold standard. Everyone was talking about it. Precious metals investors getting super excited about the August 22nd BRICS meeting, where we anticipated and were told that we would likely hear about a gold-backed currency that those countries would use amongst themselves. But then, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, we get word directly from the Kremlin. Let me share this with you because it sheds light on what we can expect at the BRICS meeting later this month. This comes from Moscow, the Sputnik news agency, and it's dated the 3rd of August, 2023. It says, introduction of a single BRICS currency is impossible right now. But this does not mean that the issue should not be discussed. The Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said that on Thursday of last week. And here's a quote from him. It's hardly possible to implement, but this does not mean that it does not need to be discussed. Discussions on this matter, of course, will continue, Peskov told reporters. So there we have it, guys. This idea that we're going to get this great announcement, this gold-backed currency from the BRICS, return to the gold standard, $15,000 gold overnight, isn't very likely at all to happen. It appears there's some issues. It's very complicated. Part of it has to do with India. India is a member of the G7, apparently, and also a member of the BRICS. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but it appears that we are not going to get a BRICS gold-backed currency. However, let's take a bigger look at what's going on in the gold and silver and platinum markets, how the world is changing right now, and consider what we do have to look forward to, what we do know. We do know that the world, whether or not there's this new BRICS currency, is de-dollarizing. The world is moving away from the dollar. In particular, the BRICS countries and the other 40 or so nations that are wanting to join them are making concrete steps away from the dollar. We also know that those countries put a very high level of importance on the value of precious metals. Heck, in the United States, right, we're the outcasts. We're like 1 in 200 people that stack physical silver, stack physical gold, if that's what you do. Over there, like in China or India, it's the exact opposite. People in those countries and those countries in general put a much higher level of value on the precious metals. So we know the world's moving away from the dollar, and at the same time, these growing countries, right? India and China, 2.8 billion people when you combine their populations. Their economies are growing. Their middle class is growing. We know the dollar's going away slowly, and at the same time, the power structure in the world economically is shifting towards countries with a much higher population, a growing middle class, and a fast expanding economic base as well. Heck, China just announced economic growth of only 6.4% during the second quarter, nearly triple of what we're seeing here in the United States. What else do we know about the precious metals? We know that the world central banks right now are buying more gold than any time in the last 50 years. The last time they bought more gold, the world was still on the gold standard. So when we consider that, who are the most sophisticated, smartest, in the know financial institutions in the world? That's right. They're the world central banks. So if they are buying gold, we're going to watch what they're doing. Not only what they're saying, but what are they doing? And they're buying gold, which leads me to believe that they know something, and they know a little something about the value of gold and holding gold. We also know that the world central banks are repatriating their gold. They're bringing it back to their home countries from vaults in New York, from vaults in London, all over the world, because they want to hold the gold internally in their own country. It goes back to that old saying that we all know: if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And what's going on just even domestically here in the United States? We've got a growing number of people who are moving their money, moving their wealth to precious metals to protect themselves. Talk to any bullion dealer, especially high net worth individuals. We're seeing more and more wealthy people move a portion or a big portion of their wealth into the precious metals. And what are the states doing? What are the smart states doing in the United States, right? States like Kansas, Utah, Texas, Missouri tried but failed, but will get it in the future. And what these states are doing is they're passing legislation to allow their citizens to use silver and gold as legal tender. Need I remind you that your founding fathers in the United States wrote that into the Constitution, that people should be able to use gold and silver as legal tender. So when we take a step back and we look at what's going on, sure, this idea that the BRICS are going to have a common currency, it's not been eliminated, right? He just basically said we need to talk about it. We need to plan some more. So we may get a little discouraged that this idea that we thought could be happening very soon, the rug has kind of sort of been pulled, but not completely. Because when we look at this from a big picture perspective, what is going on in the world, we can rest assured that the world is moving toward re-recognizing the value of gold and silver. It never went away, okay? I like to say that since 1971, prior to 1971, the United States was on the gold standard. Nixon took us off the gold standard, kind of put gold and silver in jail for a little while, but they're coming back. They're getting paroled, and people around the world are waking up, including in the West, including in the United States, to the fact that gold and silver are the only forms of real money. They always have been. They always will be. I appreciate you joining me here in the basement. I want you to come back. In the meantime, if you like, go watch a live stream, and until next time, you be well.